Hello guys, this is Chine. So really quickly, we are going to be reviewing our forecast for last week on GBP USD and on gold, and then we're going to be getting the forecast for the week. Okay, so let's dive in, guys. Okay, so last week, this is GBP USD, and last week we had that the market closed around this point here. Okay, so around the point I just marked there, that's where we had the market close for last week. And then I told you all that we are in this ascending triangle pattern, which I said is a bearish pattern, and then we already confirmed a breakout to the downside. And I said I was expecting price to dump down to this demand area here. Then I marked out, so that was what we said for last week. Okay, so what did we see? What did we see price do? We saw price kind of levitated to the upside and then dump. Okay, so the movement to the upside there was to clear early sellers away from the market and then kind of dump as expected. So but it didn't really mitigate the POI, so we are not yet at POI exactly, so we've not tapped into this area exactly. And I remember I said we had a form of double bottom form of liquidity resting here that I was expecting price to sweep. So that was kind of what played out moving forward. So that was a perfect setup for the week. That was a perfect weekly overview, and that's just how it played out. So really quickly, I'm going to be deleting this ascending triangle line here because we are done with that. Okay, so then we are going to be reviewing the forecast. So let me just take away some irrelevant drawings on the chart. Yeah, so for the week, what are we looking at? Let's do a top-down analysis, guys. So let's do a top-down analysis, as I always recommend. So firstly, let's look at the weekly time frame for GBP USD. Okay, so for the weekly time frame, what do we see here really quickly? So what we see on the weekly, I've always explained here that the weekly is kind of bearish, creating lower highs and lower lows. So in case you're new to the channel and maybe you didn't follow previous videos, so lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, right, lower lows. Okay, and the higher time frame intention always prevails. Okay, so what we have here right now is a form of a lower high that could give us a lower low. Okay, so yeah, so what do we have happening on the immediate time, on the weekly time frame? So we have that this flip area here has been okay. So if you look from this point, discover that here we were having form of okay, so we have a higher high, kind of higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high here, higher low here, then higher high here. Okay, so I hope that's visible to everyone. So what we see here is very clear. We see that this low here has been broken. Okay, so this very impulsive candle to the downside last week has been able to finally break this area, and that's a confirmation for the bearish scenario I've been talking about on this channel for quite a while right now. So I've been talking about it, and I'm sure some people have been strategically placed. Most of our members in the community have been placed too. Okay, so we've seen a break to the downside, okay, from this bearish impulsive candle here. So we've broken through the flip area, okay, and that's a bearish confirmation. So what are we looking at? On the weekly time frame, we want to first of all see price react on this POI, then we can know what to look at. Okay, so we can know what to look at. So this could be more like inducing this POI here to mitigate this POI. Okay, so there's a chance we could still see a form of bullish movement after we mitigate this point. So on the weekly time frame, we first expect to see a reaction here. Okay, it's possible to get a form of reaction here, but that's not primary. Primarily, we are looking at this point first. Okay, on the weekly time frame. So that's that. First of all, just put in mind that we have a kind of structural shift at that point there. Then on the daily time frame, really quickly, so let's see what we have on the daily. So on the daily time frame, the shift is obvious. So you can see the movement here has been a form of higher high, higher low, higher high, and then this leg here has created a lower low here. Okay, so we have been able to break this low and also swept the liquidity that lies at this point. Okay, so yeah, that's that basically. So that's what we've seen happen on the chart so far. So on the daily time frame, we can kind of confirm a form of head and shoulder pattern playing out here. So you have that price came up here from the neck, okay, from the head here, so, and then came down here and then has formed the right shoulder. Okay, so this is like a head and shoulder pattern playing out. So, and if you're familiar with chart patterns like this, then you understand that the first target here is supposed to be after we break the neckline. Okay, so after we break the neckline here, we are supposed to first target the low here, the official low here. Okay, so this is the first target. So what I would say first of all is on the daily time frame, when we mitigate this POI, two things could happen: a buy or a sell. Okay, so but either ways, for a sell, if we break down the POI on a daily, this will be the first target, the low here. Okay, so we can target the low. Okay, and then if that low fails, and then we have so much volatility happening within the week, we could target the other low. Okay, but that's that for the daily. Let's go to a lower time frame and see what we have there. Okay, so let's look at the 4-hour time frame really quickly. Okay, so on the 4-hour time frame, what do we have? So we have this very valid POI that I've mapped out here for quite a while now. So yeah, so firstly, I want to see price react. I want to see price react on this POI. Okay, so the moment we have a reaction on that POI, two things are possible. Okay, so firstly, we could see a bullish scenario. Okay, and that bullish scenario is that we react here. We have been forming series of lower highs and lower lows, kind of, if you observe. So this is lower low, lower high. It's kind of a lower low here, kind of a lower high, and then a lower low. Okay, so what we want to see here is if this leg brings us down, then we want to see a form of mitigation here. But if this structure shifts, okay, so we have to get this very clearly because this might be a bit dicey. So we react here, we could dump, okay, for that structure. But if we shift this structure here, then we could immediately expect some immediate long reactions, okay, some buy actions here. So this is a form of liquidity resting above this area here that we could target. So I would say a fair target from here, if we break the structural low here, this is also another valid point to look at. But the moment we break this point here, a fair target here can be this area once again on the chart. So we can target this area still. Okay, so we can target that area from here. Hope that's clear enough. Hope everybody can see that area is around 1.28, yeah, 1.2808. okay, so that's where the area is around. And then nextly, if we have the bearish scenario play out, what I want to see is a break. Okay, so a break below this place here, I would like to see a mitigation here, and then from there we could target. Okay, we could target this low here. Okay, oh, sorry about that. Okay, so we could target this area here on the chart. So that would be a fair target to target the low there. Okay, so I hope that's clear enough to everybody. So those are the two scenarios that could play out. So, but this is a valid POI, okay, for GBP USD. So watch out for these farms. Then let's finally look at the price on the 1 hour. So on the 1 hour, let's see what we have here. So what we have here is simple. So as price opens here, we want to see price mitigate this area. Then the moment this area is mitigated, and like I said, we could target for a bullish scenario. The moment the structure shifts from somewhere around this point, we could target this point here. Okay, we could target this area on the chart here. So that's that basically for the bullish scenario. Then for the bearish scenario, we will simply target the previous low that was created. So this low here will be the target. Okay, so the moment if price reacts here and probably flips it, just expect a mitigation here and then a dump. Okay, a dump to this area here on the chart. Okay, so that's what we'll be expecting for GBP USD. But officially, I'm still bearish. Okay, I'm still bearish on GBP USD. Okay, so but I want to see a reaction from this point first of all, so I've made that clear enough. Then let's quickly look at gold. Okay, so let's look at XAUSD. Okay guys, so this is gold, and so what did we analyze last week for gold? So I remember last week this was where price opened last week here. So price closed around this area here. Okay, so this was where price closed. So I told you guys we had a very strong support and resistance line at this point. Okay, so let me just try to show you a little bit of that. So yeah, this is it really clearly. So you could see that price created form of multiple reactions here, flipped through, came back, flipped it, reacted there, and dumped further. Okay, we also saw the same thing played out here, reacted here, flipped it, reacted here again, and jumped further. Okay, so I made it really clear that there is a high chance we are going to see a reaction from this line. Okay, so and that's exactly what we saw. So what we see here is very clear and obvious. So we saw the first tap of the line. So price came again and tapped the line again for the third time. Okay, so after the third tap, we saw price began to create a form of bullish rally. Okay, so that is very much expected. So that's very much expected, as said. So what can we expect from here? So price left this descending channel pattern. Okay, so if you can see this this descending channel pattern here, so price broke out of the channel, and then after mitigating the channel, price began to rally up to the upside. Okay, yeah, price began to rally up to the upside. Okay, so we have the price broke out of this descending channel here. So it's like a descending triangle channel though. Okay, so price broke out of the channel and we had a retest of the channel, right? And then price began to levitate to the upside. And then what we can also observe is that I also mapped out this ascending triangle channel here, as you can see, these black lines there. Okay, so price also tapped this channel severally. So we had the first tap of the upside there, we came back, tapped it, came down, and then we broke out of the channel. So we had a bullish breakout. So and this is more like a retest of the channel. Okay, so yeah, so we're going to be looking at that moving forward. So but firstly for gold, let's do a top-down analysis. Okay, so price actually began to react from this point and gave us a bullish ride. Okay, from here. So I told you to watch out for these points. Now remember last week I said if we broke down here, then we should expect a retest of this point and a continuation of the dump. Okay, but you see we did not break down, so we just went rather to the upside. Okay, so firstly you have to know that when we see a breakout like this from a descending channel of this sort, the target is supposed to be the beginning of the channel here. So that's the official target for such a breakout. Okay, but there's a high chance we might not get to that point. Okay, but for the forecast for the week, as always, let's do a top-down analysis really quickly. So let's look at the weekly time frame for gold. Okay, so on the weekly time frame, we have this area here on the chart that I've been talking about, a very strong resistance area. Okay, but let's not go there for now. So in the meantime, you can see price creating semi form of higher highs and higher lows, and then we broke below, and then we start creating lower highs and lower lows, mitigating and going more to the downside. Okay, so what we can expect from here on the weekly time frame is a bullish mitigation, because we already created a lower low. So we already created a lower low, so we can have a little bit of a bullish mitigation here and then continue the ride to the downside. Okay, so what I expect here basically is a tap of this demand area I marked out here on the downside. Okay, so that's what I expect on the weekly time frame. I expect price to keep coming down until it gets to this demand area firstly. Okay, so that's the first target. Okay, but officially from here we could see a major dump definitely, but we'll take it a step at a time. Okay, then basically let's look at the daily time frame for gold. Okay, so for the daily time frame, what do we have here? So it's a clearer picture of what we saw on the weekly. So you can see that the chart is creating lower highs and form of lower lows. Okay, lower highs and lower lows. So at this moment here we have broken below the previous low, and then we are trying to probably have a lower high created for a continuation of the dump. Okay, so what we can see on the weekly time frame is that for the bearish scenario, if we dump and we break below this line here, so we target this point here. Okay, so where do we expect a reaction from? Either the place we are reacting at, because we're reacting off a lower time frame supply, so we'll see it when we go to the more lower time frame. But on the daily time frame, okay, this is a valid place for a decent reaction, which is the beginning of this descending channel I showed you about. Okay, so that's a valid POI here to have a reversal to continue the ride to the downside. Okay, so that's that for the daily. Then let's quickly look at the 4-hour time frame for gold. Okay, so here on the 4-hour time frame, what do we have? What we have here is very simple. So what we have here is very simple and clear. So I've already explained that we had price break out of the channel, breakout and retest, and at the same time price broke out of the ascending triangle pattern Okay, so broke out here, and this is more like a retest, and the retest is in confirmation with a zone. Okay, that's the zone I just drew there. Okay, so this area here is a valid supply on the chart, and there's a high chance that from here we could see a reversal. So this is what you should look at for the week. What you look at for the week is if we break this high here, if we break this high, then we can target this point. Okay, so if price continue coming up and break this high, then this is the next target. Okay, so but from this point we can most likely see a decent reversal. Okay, so we can see a decent reversal from that point back to the downside, break below this point, and then retest it and probably come to this POI here. Okay, so that's what I see on gold. Okay, that's what I see on gold moving forward for the week. So let's look at it on the more lower time frame, which is the 1 hour time frame. Okay, so on the 1 hour, what do we see? It's pretty simple. It's a clear picture of the breakout and the retest that just happened here, and already you can see price levitating to the upside, and that's where the market closed for the previous week. Okay, so we could see price react from this high and dump, as I said. Okay, and then on the flip side of things, we could see price break above this point. Then this will be the next area to look at. Okay, for the reversal. So what I expect on gold is I'm still bearish on gold, guys. So I'm still bearish. I expect gold to dump further, to dump a bit more. Okay, so probably from this point here or from this point here, we dump. Okay, so if we dump from there, we check out the reaction on this point. The moment we break this point, we get a retest here, and then we target this area on the chart. Okay, so that's around 1820. Okay, yeah, so that's around 1820. So that's the price target for the week, guys. So I'm still bearish on gold. I expect more tank. So if you want detailed analysis on or detailed breakdown of the daily price action, you could do well to use the link in the description to be a part of the community. So we give you live forecast on the charts, we drop you also live signals, and we also do webinars, and we do trade recaps of the trades we take daily, and lots of content for the members of the community. So you could do well to join and come on, make good money for yourself. So that's that basically. And then if you have not subscribed to our channel, do well to click on the subscription button really quickly so you can get notified when more amazing content like this drop. Okay, because come on, we're going to drop more amazing content and you don't want to miss out on that. Okay, so that's that basically, guys. Subscribe and turn on the notifications. Do well to share the post to your friends, and so they can also have an amazing trading experience. Yeah, and if you have any questions so far, or something you don't really get very clear, or something you would like me to talk about, do well to use the comment section. So do well to use the comment section below and drop your comments below. So that'll be all for now, guys. That'll be all. There's a link to the free Telegram community. You could join in and get free updates. If you want premium updates on price actions, do well to join our private community, the Proficient Traders Academy. The link is just below. So that'll be all for now, guys. Peace out. Have a peaceful week, guys.